Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast, featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura.
Not bad, but don't you think we should try again? The throat clearing? Okay.
You're right, the throat clearing's bad.
Let's just try again.
Okay.
No worries.
I got this. Hi, I'm Laura.
And I'm Jean.
And we hope to encourage all you boomers and millennials to be happily okay together. During today's podcast, what are we going to talk about?
We are going to talk about 2020.
Oh, yes, 2020. We're in 2020, aren't we?
Yes, and we're getting ready to march boldly into a new decade.
Oh, that's right. It's a new decade.
And we're marching.
We are marching.
Well, one reason why you may be forgetting that
yes,
is there is quite a controversy over when the decade starts. Does it start in 2020? Is that the new decade?
Yes, it is.
But some people would say it's 2021.
Really?
Yes, because the first decade would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ah.
So the new decade starts on the equivalent of 11. In this case, 2.
That's actually very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Same thing with centuries too. That was a big controversy also when we switched over to 2020. 2000, but now we're 2020, as you said.
We are 20. Can we do that with our age?
How would that work?
Could I really not be the big birthday age I turned? I'm going with that. All right, moving on.
Think about that. Right.
Don't think too hard. I'm going with my last year's
Speaking
age.
about, okay, can we digress once more? We've already digressed.
Yes.
Let's just not digest, digress.
Yeah,
we're digressing. True. Marching band reminded me that we were both in the marching band, weren't we?
We were. I love being in the marching band.
I did too. And, marching bands have gotten to be really spectacular.
They are so good. Did you see that marching band from Japan on the Rose Bowl parade?
No.
They were spectacular. They did like this cool dance. Anyway, it was great.
So sometime we might dedicate a podcast to marching bands.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ohio State is a great marching band.
Oh my gosh.
Woo-hoo.
Script Ohio.
Woo.
Yeah, Le Regiment. Yes.
Le Regiment. Very nice.
Yes, Ohio, because we're from Ohio.
Yeah.
So
beautiful Ohio.
Beautiful Ohio.
I hope people are taking note that our music is beautiful Ohio.
I know.
Yeah.
Boy, what way to build a brand.
Brand management, here we come.
Yes.
All right, so we're into 2020.
We are.
Happily in. And you know what? I have finally gotten used to. I wrote checks the other day, and
wait. I'm sorry.
Well,
I always interrupt.
I wrote 2020 without the 19. Yeah.
Without the yes, that part is good. Kudos to you.
Yes.
Why were you writing a check? Qu'est-ce que c'est le chèque?
Oh. Well, I still write checks. I know my kids think that's very old-fashioned. I still write checks. Right. Not all of them. I actually have my cable now. My cable and I think my gas bill are now automatic.
Well, I
auto-deduct, auto-email. I don't know what it's called.
Well, how do you like this bold new world? Speaking of bold, how do you like it?
I tell you what, Jean, it honestly makes me a little nervous.
Uh-huh.
Because did they really take it out? Did they take out the right amount? When I write my check, I know I did it. But
oh my!
I also know I need to. Everybody else.
So how do you sleep at night? So much on your beautiful brain.
I sleep so
Laura,
well.
So much. I do too, actually. Do you ever have trouble falling asleep?
No.
How long do you think you stay awake before you fall asleep?
10 seconds, 15.
That's what I would.
Yeah.
That's what I
sort of like being
to
a minute.
Put under for anesthetic, like you start counting backwards.
Yeah, it's very much like that. They tell you to count back. Yeah.
And you get to 98 or 97.
Yeah. Then it's morning.
Right. So as we're saying, probably a new decade. Oh, another thing about decades people say is actually a new decade starts every second.
What?
Think about that. A new decade starts every day, every second. You're always
starting a new
decade, centuries. I mean, what is, it's just time could start anywhere. We say it starts on January 1st. It
could start anywhere.
Right. It could start on January 8th at 12:22. Sort of like that equinox or the solstice.
It's
They always start at
It's
such
exactly
random.
like that.
It
Which,
is.
by the way, totally doesn't matter. But I'm going to say I love the days getting longer.
Yes, even though it's been like with 3.5 minutes, it is.
It's an exciting 3.5
Oh, I know.
minutes.
Those dark nights.
Whew. But anyway, we're getting there.
All right. So in beautiful Ohio.
Marching along.
Marching along. And like we said, this is to help you be okay, you to know you're okay. Boomers are okay. No need for eye rolls. No need to criticize. We're all okay.
We are all okay.
But speaking of okay.
Yeah. How are you doing? You were not so okay over the holidays, which, by the way, I think we left you folks with our very first podcast. Look it up. It was
right now. Look it up.
Immediately stop.
She has spoken. She has spoken.
Listen to the other one. It was our first
We'll wait.
And it was that feeling of right before the holidays where we said we were riding the roller coaster. We rode it.
I like you're right at the top.
And we did it. We got down that hill of the roller coaster.
I do feel like right, roller coaster is a good I guess analogy.
Yes.
And or metaphor. But I also think of it as like it's showtime.
It is showtime.
But do you think that's good? Do lots of mothers think it's showtime? I'm ready to put on the Christmas show.
Yes, I do. We talked about this with a bunch of moms shortly before Thanksgiving, and everybody was saying, yeah, we have to prepare for this big production, make sure we get all the right gifts for everybody and decorating. They
like the Cabbage Patch dolls you got this year for everybody? Great.
They love those. So at the end of when it was the beginning of January, I said to my one daughter, oh, I'm kind of tired. I mean, it's all fun and wonderful. And we love
It is
you.
fun and wonderful.
I mean, it's fantastic. Wouldn't trade it, but I'm kind of tired. And don't you feel a slight sense of
let down?
Like we can breathe again. The holidays are over. And she looked at me like I was nuts. She had no concept.
Really?
But she's not a mom yet.
You think that's it? It's the mom. It's not just being a wife.
Thing.
It's the wife and mom.
I think you boomers out there, you know what it's like to have the wonderful Christmas for your kids.
Right.
And you millennials, someday you'll know this. But we love you.
All right. And if it's like showtime, I would say, may I continue the showtime
Yeah, you may.
analogy. It's like when the show's over, this year we were like the road crew. We packed things up so fast once Christmas was done. We used that nice day because we haven't had so much snow here in beautiful Ohio.
Yeah.
So there's a lovely Saturday. My husband even golfed.
Oh, my.
Yes, without a snowsuit.
Wow.
He has golfed
Or
in
snowshoes.
Right,
Whoa.
right. Cleats on his snowshoes. Yes, he has. He will golf if there's no snow. That's the only, can't have snow. But anyways, because it was so nice, we got all the outside decorations in, all the inside, just, like I said, just like a road crew. Showtime was over, decorations back in the box, stacked in basement, boom. On to Groundhog's Day.
You're done?
We're done.
You're done?
Well, you're done too.
Not really. We still have lights outside as long as you don't turn them on. Nobody cares.
Right.
And I still have my big 12-foot Christmas tree.
Oh, your bunch of Christmas trees.
But I love that tree. And now here's what I'm thinking, Jean.
Yes.
Is it wrong? It's in my family room. Is it wrong to just keep it up maybe until I have a 4th of July party? It'll be like Christmas in July.
Well, Christmas in July is big
It's
here.
a big thing. It's very big.
Very big in Ohio. The islands we've gone to. There's fun islands in Lake Erie. Really, trust me, there are fun islands, parties, wineries.
Kelly's Island, yeah.
Put-in Bay.
Fun times, Rattlesnake.
Oh yes,
Woo.
And
crazy things go on at that island, but I won't go into that.
what? Well, tell me one thing. What's
Well,
one crazy
I just
thing?
heard there's. I don't want to offend anybody, but I heard a lot of hanky-panky goes on.
Oh!
Yeah, the stories we could tell, but we won't.
Oh my!
Yeah, hanky-panky. All right.
Oh, we'll have to have a whole episode on this.
Hanky-panky?
Oh, sure. We're going to marching bands, hanky-panky. They don't go together, of course.
No, of course.
You know what? Right. So I'm trying to make a list of all the future episodes, but I suddenly realized something.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What?
That we only have until April to do all these fantastic, inspiring informative,
challenging,
uplifting
knowledgeable
podcast,
creating a new world podcast. Yes.
Right, that we want to do. We're world builders.
Because
you're going to be having
a grandma. I know you boomers can relate if your grandparents.
She's going to be a grandma. So after April, we won't be able to talk about anything else except
it'll be babies.
It will be, and we will love every minute. I'm looking forward to being an aunt. A great aunt.
So
a great, not a
great. You're
not
that
great.
You're not that great. Anyway, yes, I'm going to hopefully be. Well, I will be a grandmother in April. Could be into March, but stay tuned. If you see the podcast titles, baby, just
that's it. That's it. So, but for this episode, we do have an important topic planned.
Yes, we do.
And the topic is
resolutions. Because
resolutions.
Jean, people make New Year's resolutions, and I'm not sure have they been discussed enough.
I don't know.
It's a great new topic.
You see so many things on the internet. Do I see anything about resolutions?
Yes, nope.
Anything on Facebook?
Nothing.
Any memes?
Nothing.
Any tweets?
Nobody talked about.
It's us.
It's just us. But
we are going to.
We're bringing them to you.
We're bringing them to you.
We are. So let's talk resolutions.
Well, and actually, we were so taken with this new topic of resolutions.
Yes.
We did a little research, and we each have a quote.
We do.
To share.
This is where the show gets serious.
Yes, we're not just ha.
No,
jokesters. No. We do show prep.
Yes.
We do research.
Don't we?
Over
a cream stick or two.
But we do it. So here, can I start with my...
yeah.
All right.
Proceed.
All right. This is a teeny bit long, but I think you could do it. All right. There are two kinds of people. Those who should try a little more, and those who should try a little less.
And what do you mean by this? I do more, do less, or
I don't really know. It just sounded good. No, I guess to try a little more. I that could sound critical, but perhaps if we looked at it more positively, not that you should try to work a little harder or you should try to do better in school, but maybe you should try to think more kindly of yourself.
Oh.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I do like that. And doing a little more that
I mean, maybe that you might decide I need to do a little more. Yes, this is the year I am going to finish my degree. This is the year. That's okay.
That is okay. I mean, I think we should always stretch ourselves to do a little more.
Right. And then
I could clean the house more than once a month.
You could.
Yeah. I could make a home meal.
You're turning this whole topic into a downer now.
All right, keep going. No,
so those who should try, all right, some people we might need to try a little more in the positive things too. And then those who should try a little less. And that probably a lot of us could relate to. Be less strict with yourself. Be less busy. Be less rushing around.
I like that.
Do you like that?
I do like that. I feel like, has somebody said this? Is this?
I believe I got it from another author, but hey, it's mine now. So
okay. So you're claiming it. All right. Well, mine came actually from a Christmas card letter. You know the letter people put in their Christmas cards?
Not really. You get those too?
I still get them, and they're so much fun to read.
The hieroglyphic, the Stone Age. You love it.
Yes. I still like the Stone Age things. This is wonderful. This is a very good friend. It's a very nice Christmas letter, and the handy thing about these,
what?
Even though I feel like I know this,
you can write your grocery list on the back.
With my friends, they all have a lot of grandkids. I can keep track of who's who in the zoo, who has what child, the kids' names. It's so
who's
handy.
Who? What
in the zoo? Well, they're not in the zoo, but and so I know. Like she recounts. Are you
allowed to say that nowadays? Who's who in the Pat?
Nobody cares. But
listen to that again and see if we should take that out.
These are my...
Some people should say a little less. you.
Thanks a lot,
All right,
dear sister.
yeah.
All right, so no, it's handy. These are my reference notes when I can't remember kids'
There you
names.
say, I'll just whip out my handy Christmas
I just
letter.
always keep my Christmas letters in my purse, and you're good to go. So
Right.
anyway, this is a great friend, one of my best friends, and she wrote. She has gone through a lot of tough stuff in the past 4 months, really difficult, and yet her words at the end of her letter.
After a year of some
After
challenge.
real big challenges, way
Right.
too many for one person. She put, is quoting from 1 Thessalonians 5:18,
Yes.
rejoice at all times, pray without ceasing, and give thanks in every circumstance. So rejoice in all times, no matter what you're going through, pray without ceasing, and give thanks for everything. Every circumstance, give thanks. So that really got me to thinking, I want to be more thankful.
Mm-hmm.
Very mindful of being thankful this year. And one way I thought I could do this is writing thank you notes.
Well, how come? Yes. You're thankful, right? That's very good. And I would say that verse is just beautiful. And there's probably not much else we need to really say about that topic. If
Sure.
we rejoiced every day and gave thanks every day.
I mean, how our world could be changed if we
Yes.
just
So
didn't look at
I
the
like that. So
negative, but-
thank you notes. Like, when would you send a thank you note?
Well, the same gal that wrote this letter, she is wonderful about sending thank you notes.
Okay.
If you've helped her out with anything, she writes a thank you note. She's just very good about writing cards that express her gratefulness for our friendship, and she's very appreciative. So I thought, well, when people do things for me, do I take the time to hand write a thank you note?
Yes. And not even, you mean a handwritten, not a text,
I mean mail.
not just a little Facebook message.
Nope, not a DM. No.
DM,
Is
yes.
it DM? Is that what
Direct
it's called?
message on Twitter, I think it's called.
It's slide into your DMs.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Yeah, you've heard that, haven't you?
No.
Yes, people call, but oh, my poor kids would be cringing right now if they're
Uh-oh.
listening.
Oh, good.
I think it's
cringe.
used. I kind of think it's
Cringe
used
away.
for dating, or
What do you
or
mean for dating?
for like maybe when people want to get to know the other person, they slide into their DMs. You've not heard of this?
No, that's a great phrase. Slide into
Yeah, but
their
don't say it to people because I think it's kind of got a different,
hanky panky.
a hanky panky. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, wow,
So,
what a way to start out 2020.
Yeah. Anyway. So yes.
we're going to summarize this part of resolutions. I really think by saying consider adding more positives to your life,
Yes, add more.
and giving thanks and rejoicing would be good things to add. That's something everybody could add. I really,
In every circumstance, give
that's
thanks.
hard.
But there is something in your life. You could write forever a list of everything you're thankful for if you'll just look around and take the time.
yes.
All right. That's our words of wisdom.
I think we handle resolutions really well. You did you want to discuss something about unsubscribe?
And another, this is more just not quite as deep and profound,
Right. Okay.
but let's talk emails for a minute.
All right. Is this
On my AOL, which don't laugh at me for having AOL, I do. I
All
love
right.
it. I don't want to ever change it. Don't give me eyes. AOL.
all right? You're okay.
But I get,
You're okay.
we are all okay. I get so much junk mail.
Yes.
So I've been every morning as part of my job is I seriously take the time to delete probably 100 emails that are junk. And my husband this morning said,
Yes.
so I started unsubscribing.
Yes.
That takes forever.
It does.
It's this teeny tiny little unsubscribe word at the bottom that you can barely read because
Right.
they don't want you to unsubscribe. So you go through all those, and I try to do maybe 10 a day. I thought this is a great
It
resolution.
does help. Yeah.
It's sort of, but the minute you click back on that website, you're back. So my husband said,
Uh-huh.
oh, I just throw them all to spam. And after a while, if you throw them into spam long enough, they never come back.
Oh.
I did not know this. Dear listeners, I will keep you posted. Does that work to throw your junk email into spam? Will they go away?
Now I know some of, and I'm not sure if this is due to Apple email or what, but many emails I get have an unsubscribe right at the top of the email that I can't even describe this. When your email comes in,
Yeah.
I think under your name, like to
It says
Jane.
unsubscribe right
Yes,
there.
right there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. Thank you.
So
See,
that-
the joy of this podcast
Yes.
is I learn things all the time. That's
I
cool.
know.
That
Even we can, yes.
I said that's
it's
cool.
astounding. Did you say that's cool with quotes?
That I
That's
did not.
quote?
I did not put it in quotes.
Oh,
Although
you meant it. What do quotes really mean? Like kind of.
I don't know, but I never use them correctly.
Huh?
If
How do you know that?
Well, like over the holidays, all the kids are sitting around and I'm talking, and I invariably put things in air quotes. Air quotes, I think they call it.
Oh.
And they look at me like, "Oh, mother, that is not how you use air quotes."
It's not, but
No.
and they know how to.
They
use
know
it?
how, and I have honestly, I have no idea what you put in air quotes and what you don't.
All right,
Except
but
I
it's
see them
never
do it.
things you say.
I mean, I'll say things that I think it's perfectly appropriate to put in air quotes,
Quotes
and
and-
apparently not. So, things I need to learn.
So you're thinking about thank you notes,
Yes,
rejoicing.
yes.
I agree with all that. One thing that what do you call husbands now? SO?
Significant others.
Yes, but I think I liked another one. OH?
OH.
OH.
IO. OH. IO.
Ohio. Buckeyes football.
We love them. They
That's
didn't
right.
do so well with Clemson. Well, it's all in the past.
Right.
Anyway, we still love you, Ohio State. OH, what are you talking about? Over the hill?
Oh, that's a good one. No, I think I can never remember what it means, but yes, other half.
Oh,
Your other half.
Other half. All
That's
right. OH.
that's probably an eye roll term too for millennials.
Other
Do
half.
they call their spouses their other half?
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. So we have been working on our budget.
Oh, I
We
didn't
spent-
expect you to say that.
We spent New Year's Day working on it, and this actually now is a fun activity for us because my husband loves math, so he's very happy to get out the old Excel spreadsheet and start typing in columns and categories and moving and
What could be?
and
more
I
fun?
like to be organized, so it works well for us. But there was a time back in the day
Yes.
where we had to actually work on our budgets in like bistros, pubs. Okay, I'll say it, a bar. A bar. We had to do it in a public place because we would get too angry with each other at home. We'd be way into, we're both type A and we'd both be into like, wow, you're spending all your money on armadillo coats. And so why shouldn't I spend money on
Donuts.
Yes. And we would really get up in arms about it. So we had to do it in
Wow.
a public place so we wouldn't get so angry. Plus the alcohol probably helped.
Yeah, that does. So,
But
did
I
you-
don't drink anymore. So we'll have probably a podcast about that sometime too. So don't say I'm recommending that you solve your marital problems with drinking. That's up to you.
Yeah, though
Yeah.
I will imbibe from time to time.
Well, that's
not
yes.
excessively. Another
No,
conversation.
no.
So anyway, so budgets. Now,
Budgets.
When you discuss a budget with your husband,
We try to do everything. We try to think of every
everything,
expense.
huh?
Right.
Like everything from shampoo to
Yes.
redoing your house to.
How many buckets of popcorn you can get at the theater and
Well, that's
Yes.
an expensive one. I gotta
yes.
say.
But I tell you, by the time you write down all the boring expenses like heating, okay,
that's real boring.
yeah,
Electricity.
I mean, wow,
Like, well, that's why part of it. I mean, sometimes you gotta save money, like
yeah,
Kleenex.
yes. But I'm saving money. I wanted to say, and you're right, when you're thinking about all these different topics, and somehow you mentioned Kleenex, which we'll get back to, maybe, or we might conveniently just not get back to it, but
I don't know really why I said it, but go ahead.
no, but the one thing about budgets that made me realize I should never get angry doing a budget, because if you have to take the time to sit down and write all these numbers down, then that means you are blessed with abundance.
Oh,
no,
good
I
job.
am actually blessed with so many things that I'm not just, it's not just a choice of, should we have heat? I mean, I take that for granted. Like, haha, that's a boring expense. Well, what if you couldn't take that for granted? So I'm thankful that I can actually plan a budget.
That's actually a really good point, Jean. I've never, ever thought about the fact that I need to figure out my budget, how much for clothes, shoes, fun things, pedicures, hair. What a blessing that I can even do that.
Right.
Some
it is.
people, correct, they're grateful to just have a roof over their head. So
Yeah, and we should be grateful too. So there again, that's kind of the rejoice in all things. Another good example,
Yes.
rejoice in all things.
definitely.
So
keeps
you
humble.
you can't manage what you can't measure.
Good
That's
point.
another.
Can't manage what
You can
can't
stencil that in your kitchen.
There
You know,
go.
people
Oh,
put
yeah.
those
We
stencil
used to
things.
stencil
You
all
can't
around.
manage what you can't measure.
I like that. Keep going here. You can't.
Peter Drucker said that.
Oh. Peter Drucker. So how did you know that? How you're so good at that? You remember things so well. You are very good at that. So, in fact, that reminds me, you're so good at things like this.
What am I so good at? This is fun. This is a
What are
great
you so-
topic. What am I so good at? Okay.
We should do that. What is the other person good at?
All right.
No, I was going to say, I think it was over Thanksgiving, those wonderful family times that you chat. We were watching all day long. I didn't know the channel had this. You can watch Family Feud all day.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular.
Wow.
Amazing how you can get sucked
Talk about
into
blessings.
So, yeah, exactly.
Blessings.
Like, I don't know, like what are the top 10, breakfast foods that people love. So it's very fun, very challenging. Anyway, we decided to come up with a list of who in the family we would invite to be with us on Family
Oh, that's
Feud.
right. Because how many people can you have? I forget. 5?
5, I think. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think there's 5 in total. There's a captain.
So
if we were the captain,
Yes.
who would we bring? And gotta say, I love my family. I love everybody. You're all smart and wonderful. You were one we wanted on the list.
Meaning me?
You.
Jean.
Kudos
Oh,
to you. Because
right.
just like you knew that Peter Drucker, I could never have come up with that.
Right. Who's the
ever.
top person in management? Peter Drucker. That's right.
Yeah, but that's Jeopardy. Sorry, you're on the wrong.
I'm sorry.
Jeopardy. But anyway, know your game shows.
I still was
girl.
on that buzzer right away, though.
You were.
Peter Drucker.
So we said you can remember everything all the time. I have zero skills like that.
But of course, I wouldn't be able to remember it on a show. I mean, I would be on. Everybody says go on Jeopardy. I would. No.
You would just.
I would, Bob. I can't do trivia nights. I get too.
Too nervous?
No, it just
goes. It just
Yeah, it
goes.
goes.
I
It
can't.
goes.
Just like I
Right.
can't
It'd be
remember.
like, what is your name? Oh,
Yeah,
I hit the
names.
buzzer and nothing would come on.
Which I get so nervous
When
when
you
I
get
see people in public and have to introduce my husband.
yes, you're OH.
I should know
You're
him.
OH.
I should know him. This just happened to me the other day. It was someone I should know very well. I won't say her dear name. So my
Because you don't know.
because I don't know her name. So my new trick is I look at Gordy.
You look at Gordy?
I said his name. There, it's out there. I looked at him and I say, "You know so and so, don't you?"
You actually say those words. You know so and so. You
No.
in front of someone else say you know so and so. Well, that's clever.
But I'll say like my husband's name, which I guess I already
Right.
said it. You know him, and then she'll say, "Oh yeah, we met blah 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 by Miss so and so."
Or sometimes it might come back to you when she
No,
said
it never
blah,
comes
blah, blah.
back. I'm grappling.
Oh,
Anyway,
that would be a whole topic. Names, remembering
my memory would be a whole
names.
topic, but
but we would. It'd be a slow show.
it would be a very slow.
You wouldn't
show.
remember anything. Whoops.
There'd be a lot of
Right.
gaps. Yes.
Well, I think we've done resolutions about. I mean, I think we've written the Bible, so to speak, on resolutions.
Pretty much. I'm glad
I hope this helps.
We
hope
covered
this
it
helps.
because
we want you to be okay. We think we're sending you. You can march along boldly with us.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure, right? We're all boldly marching into 2020. And now,
Yes, it's time for
something I've really been looking forward to. Laura has promised me.
yes, and I
She
never
is
break my
going to-
promise.
No, she doesn't. She has promised me. I've been so looking forward to this.
Yeah.
So you won't want
Yes.
to miss this.
Yes.
Go get a cup of coffee if you need to.
Yeah.
Attend to any other things. Change the laundry to the dryer. That's always a
that-
good feeling.
I always feel like I accomplish a lot when I do
Oh,
that.
I know. And that fealling of
Doing
moving it
laundry.
along. Boy, because if you don't keep it moving, You have to keep it moving from dirty to washer to laundry. So if you need to do that, we understand, but you'll want to come back and listen to Laura telling us about, I hope you remember this.
Yeah, no, I do.
Needle rolling.
Needle rolling. Now, this is just a wonderful new thing that has come up in my life. I now needle roll my face.
As we all do. What are you talking about?
Needle rolling. It's like, all right, picture this. Picture like a teeny tiny paint roller.
How teeny?
Like an inch.
Like for corners?
Yeah.
Like what you
No, that just like you know, the roller, paint roller.
But not one that you'd use for the edging? Smaller than that?
Well, yeah, smaller than that. So it's about an inch wide, and it's just...
an inch wide.
It is just covered with spiky little spikes all over the thing.
Wait. It's covered with what?
Little spikes. Like little metally, needly spikes. Needles.
And how long are these medieval spikes?
These little medieval spikes, as they were, are, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch. I've never measured.
And sharp?
Maybe less. Oh, super sharp. Yeah.
Super sharp.
They're needles.
Are you all going on Amazon now to order this?
No, you
don't. Well, wait. I'm sure you're rushing to.
You could go on Amazon.
1-day delivery.
I did TJ Maxx, which I love. $4.99 at my local TJ Maxx, which isn't TJ Maxx the best? I love TJ Maxx.
I have very bad luck at TJ.
You don't like it. I love it.
No, looks like a pile of rummage sale to me.
Oh, but it's...
Sorry, TJ Maxx.
In fact, I took my husband into Marshall's before the holidays. He was just terrified. He had a look of a deer in the headlights. He just had no idea what to do with himself in a Marshall's. But anyway, wonderful story.
So tell about pointy things.
Needle rollers. So you pretend you're painting your face. You know how when you roll a wall, you make like the W and you diagonal front, back, all over your face. You are putting these little needles in it.
Are you screaming while you do this?
Oh, heavens, no, it's wonderful. It feels oddly kind of good. So now you've created all these...
Like a scalp tingler?
A scalp tingler? Oh, yeah. Kind of, yes, kind of like a scalp tingler for your face.
Yeah.
And now you have all these thousands of holes in your face.
Really?
I don't know.
All right.
That would be a lot.
Yeah.
So now you have these teeny tiny microscopic
That's the purpose, is to make holes in your face?
Yes, because I think you're supposed to stimulate collagen, something like that.
Collagen.
And then afterwards, you put your favorite moisturizer on and it seeps into your skin. And
you wouldn't want to put alcohol on, would you? Anything with mint or something?
No, probably not a toner afterwards.
Yes.
But yeah,
astringent. That's the word. Astringent.
Or just pure alcohol.
Yeah, astringent. All right, so you do this, and how many times have you done this? Would you say?
You should do it about 3 to 5 times a week.
And you have done
it for a while. Yeah. And look at my youthful glow.
Well, a youthful glow, like a baby,
just like a baby,
like a baby.
But it's, I mean, at this age, I'll try anything. Anything that's $20 or less.
You will.
Yeah.
Well, so this is the first thing, and what would we call this? Your baby face project?
Baby face project, yes.
All right, needle rolling.
Let
us know.
Try it and let me know if you like it.
Right.
Because I think, I'm hoping to look at least 2 months younger.
Wow. Wow.
That's my goal.
So let Laura know if you like it. Let me know if you think it's like the craziest thing ever. All right.
Needle rolling.
Right. And believe it or not, we have saved time for yet another possibly new feature.
Yes.
Got to squeeze this in before the grandbaby comes. But we've come up with it. These are random things that my sister has said to her millennials, mainly her children, that have horrified them,
and we're actually going to call it random things.
Yes, this new topic is called random things. So without further ado,
yes. Well, I wrote down some. I don't know if I want to talk about all of them.
Let's talk about number one. Well, let's start at the very beginning.
These are
very good place to start.
Da 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 da. Yes. I don't know why they look at me horrified when I say some of these things.
So what she said was,
go ahead.
Is breakfast in the morning. Perfectly reasonable
Perfectly
question.
reasonable
Is breakfast
question.
in the morning, this dear woman says to her children. And what happens?
Well, they just all looked at me like I was insane, like I'd had a stroke.
Are you allowed to say like insane nowadays?
I don't know. And
See, Pat is our producer. We mentioned her before.
Yes.
Pat, could you please like double check that for us? I know you will. But
I guess she could.
okay.
She
So
could.
Laura's very, very sorry.
She could edit and post. That's like a term I learned.
And what is edit
Well,
and post?
Some of my
What?
kids say this. They're very good with all this computer stuff.
Yes.
Edit and post, I guess, means like you go in later and we could have some of this taken out.
So thank you, Pat. All right.
Yeah, thank you,
All
Pat.
right.
We love that.
Okay.
All right. So, is breakfast in the morning? Perfectly logical question.
And
I was at a dinner party for my daughter's big birthday, and I wanted to know, is breakfast in the morning? Now,
just randomly this
just
thought.
randomly. Now, I had a purpose. I you know.
See,
like-
that was funny. This category is called random.
It
and we
is
said
called
just
random.
randomly.
Ha ha.
All right.
So my point was I didn't know if everybody was invited. I didn't want to just blurt out, are we meeting at 10 a.m. at this
But
restaurant?
that's what you were meaning to say.
But that's what I was meaning to say. But then as I was
because you knew
forming,
they had a lot of events planned for the weekend.
Right,
So
and
you
as
were
I was
trying to get on.
forming my question, I realized mid-statement,
It was a little
like-
vague, maybe.
like maybe I shouldn't have said it in case somebody wasn't invited. So
Void for vagueness. Did you know that's a law term? Void for vagueness. So you could have just said that to them. They didn't
void
have to.
for vagueness?
Yeah, void for
Wow.
vagueness. Mhm.
This is where
You could have said
your
that.
legal background
Yes,
comes in.
I
handy.
know. I've used
Yeah,
it.
but
See, now I've used it
Void
today.
for breakfast, aren't you?
Okay. All right. So they laughed because instead of saying, "Oh, Mom, are you wondering if we're all getting together for breakfast?" They just had to.
They just looked at me like, your mother is really
Well, we're
off-
gonna have to call
off
this
her little
one
rocker.
an okay one for the boomer, and we'll do the eye roll to the millennials. Except we don't do eye rolls.
no eye rolls. But
So
yeah.
let's do one more. This is fascinating, and I think this is just fascinating. I might write a thesis on this someday if I were getting okay.
All right,
So
yeah.
next we have again a perfectly reasonable
These are good
question.
questions.
I'm sure many of you have said this, and it's
Are we on the boat now?
don't we find ourselves saying that
This
so
was,
much?
I mean, I just don't know why this wasn't a reasonable question. When you're trying to get on the boat, I mean, you're going through all these buildings,
Yes.
and you're just in one building after the other. So it was
On the boat, there's buildings. That might be your first problem. On the
Well,
boat, the buildings.
okay.
Boats
so
are different. Boats go
The,
on
the buildings weren't on the boat, but it was very tricky.
the dock area.
Has
right.
anyone gone on a cruise? A lot of times you don't know, are we still in the building or are we on the boat?
I think most people know.
It's tricky. It's confusing.
so tricky, right.
Well, they all.
Their water is one hint.
There's
You
big
look at-
glass, and I'm telling you take a cruise, and you're going to remember these words. Are we on the boat?
I will remember that. And once again, I have to say the millennials win this one. But do you want to come back and play this game again sometime? It's been a lot of fun.
I'm still giving
Right.
points to the boomer here.
And you have your courtesy gift waiting for you on that. Thank you for playing. And actually, thank
Yes.
you all for listening
Yes.
because I'm sad to say, I believe our time is up. Our cassette is full.
Our cassette is full.
And we must say goodbye to you, but we look forward. We really do look forward to smiling and eye rolling with you again next time. Check the, what are they called? Show notes? Check the show notes.
show notes. What
There
are
may not
those?
be anything there. We don't know. But in case something's there, check the show notes.
And that would be at maybe on our website.
Probably.
What's
We're
the
working
name
on
of
that.
our website? I think it's
Okay, Boomer.
dot something. No.
pod.com.
No. Yeah. OKBoomerPod.com. We got
gosh,
it.
That's great. And before we say goodbye, we want to give a special shout out to Pat, who has helped us so much with this podcast. She's been the producer of this podcast. I don't want to say she's taught us because that might not really be a compliment to her, but she has been very helpful.
She's
and
been patient with us.
right, patient Pat. Ooh,
Patient Pat.
yeah. And look, she is, besides being patient Pat, she's an author, speaker, and radio host. Look up Speak Up Talk Radio. And thank you, Pat. Thank you, everyone. I had a blast with you, Laura,
I had
today.
so much fun. I can't wait till our next podcast so we can chat about all kinds of new things.
Right.
Until then,
Goodbye, goodbye.
be happily okay. Toodaloo.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.